All right, so it looks like we're live. I'll just hang in there until I takes about 10, 15 seconds delay. And a lot of good stuff going on. So I thought I'd share it with you guys. It's 10:30 at night, and I slept all day with May. Not all day, but it's going to be a late one. So what the hell? Let's go live. Nothing else going on. 5 people watching. Okay. How you doing, Road to the Philippines? So we'll wait for a few people to jump in here, and we'll just kind of take some questions, shoot the breeze, lie to one another for about an hour, and we'll call it a night or a morning for you. I hope you guys were able to catch our latest videos. Baby May did a little interview. I did a little interview with Mia. Hope you guys were able to catch those. How you doing, John? How's life in Cebu? It's kind of like good news, bad news. Hey, Billy. Hi, Randy. Yeah, late night with me. Here's the story behind the story. May and I got up at our usual 6 o'clock or whatever we do, and got off and out at about 10 o'clock this morning, and ran around. And what did we do? I don't know. We ran errands, basically, nothing really exciting. We're going to go to a resort. We're going to go check out a resort. And by the time we got done dinking around, it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon when we got home. And both of us said, okay, well, let's just hang out for an hour. And because it was really hot. So we'll just hang out for an hour, and then we'll go and we'll drive out to Dallin. We both fell asleep until 8:30. It's now 10:30. I've had 19 cups of coffee, so I thought I'd bother you people for a while. Not much of a TV person. How you doing, David? Oh, thanks, Charlie. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know. I praise God for YouTube, really, because it keeps me entertained. And I was thinking about that today. I was thinking, I can do this if I want to, and I don't have to. Like last October, last year, I just didn't do anything. So I said, I'm retired. This is feeling like work. That's a good point, John. But I had a lot of fun interviewing Mia, and not that many views on it. I was kind of weirded out by that. I thought I'd get a lot more, but it is what it is. Updates. Let's do a little updating, huh? Jason, who we all know and love, is sitting up and taking nourishment and feeling better, so that's good. I did order my new phone. I went with a Samsung S21 Ultra, and it's going to be delivered probably in about a month from Amazon, because I went for the bigger storage space. It was an extra $50, but they didn't have those in stock, and so once they were like a 3 or 4 day delay before they replenished that stock. So I decided to go all out, because the method of operation is going to be this. I'm going to buy this really whiz-bang, super nice phone, which I haven't ever done for myself before. And then a year down the road, it'll go to May, and there'll be another device that I get for myself. And God bless May. She bought me this little Samsung A something, and it wasn't strong enough to take care of my wireless microphones. So I also contacted Amazon and wrote like a little review thing that was not critical, but just honest, that one of the microphones didn't work properly. And long story short, they're sending me 2 new ones, and I've got conflicting emails. I've got one email from the service representative that says, you don't have to bother giving us back the old microphones. And then I got another one after that saying, here's the shipping label to ship it back to us. So, of course, I want to believe the one that says, just don't fool with it. And it's not that I don't want to give them back. So I don't want to have to hassle with the label and the mailboxes. And it's not like in America here. For me to do the shipping label, put them in a package, put postage on them, and send them back is about a 3-hour operation. It's just not like America. So it's honest to God, it's not the fact of giving them back. It's just that I know it's going to take half a day. I like my newer apartment. I'd like to get it. We're actually looking for a 2-bedroom. We're looking to move again, if you can believe that. We've decided that we don't like pools. Now, I had a pool my entire life in Vegas. Every house that I ever owned, I only owned 3 houses, but they all had pools. And the kids used the snot out of it. You know, they would jump. When the kids were little, it was like a lifesaver. You know, shut up and get in the pool. But I'm just not a big chlorine guy. And May and I both really enjoy, and I'm not a big beach guy either, but May and I like rivers of all things. That's where we like to go. And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of areas here that May and I go to. And it's private, if you will. I mean, there's usually a few locals running around, but it's just our thing. We'd rather go there and splash around. And it's just more nature. It's more quiet, fresh water. And it's cold as hell, but it's refreshing. And so that's one thing. We don't really need the pool. And what else? We would like an extra bedroom. It would just work. It would be a little more conducive to all the stuff that we're doing with her channel and YouTube and this and that and the other. And we've had this little project that we're trying to do for May, but we just can't get to it. And so that's going to be next year, a launch. Also want the new phone. So well, I'll just leave it at that. That's a great question. And the answer is, I don't know. And I don't think anybody else knows, to be honest with you. We had 4 days here in Dumaguete of freedom. And when I say freedom, we've gone back to normal as far as normal is here. There is no issues with, there's no passes, there's no quarantines, there's no requirements other than a mask if you go into a place that's crowded. And then certain places require a face shield on top of the mask, which I could go on for hours about that, but I won't. Too controversial. And what else? Oh, but for 4 days, they opened it up. They said, okay, everybody in the Philippines can travel within the Philippines. We can island hop. In other words, if you're on Negros, which is where I'm at, and you want to go to Luzon, or you want to go to Palawan, or you want to go to Bohol, or you want to go here, or Mindanao, rock on, have a great time. You don't need anything. 4 days into that, the Dumaguete mayor said, well, now you need a letter of acceptance or something like that, which basically is a letter that says, I live here. So that would be the requirement to return to Dumaguete. The mayor was saying, I think he's still saying it, is that, no, I don't want anybody from another island coming here unless they're already a resident here. Does that make any sense? And pretty much we predicted that was going to be the deal, because here's what happened. This is my humble opinion of what I observed. President or whoever it is will come out with this blanket statement like, okay, we're all open. And then there's all these little fiefdoms, okay, the mayors, and they run their little islands, their little cities and whatnot. And they just kind of ignore that order and and add to it, if you will, or modify it. If you want to, the way I relate to it is America right now is saying everybody should wear a mask and nobody should do this, but Texas is saying, yeah, screw you, we're opening up, and Florida and all this and that and the other. And then there's knee-jerk reactions because now people are getting sick again. So Florida, I saw on the news, has got a curfew, spring break thing. And the same thing is happening here in Manila. I just read, not in Manila, obviously, but I just read that Manila has gone to some sort of, I don't know what, lockdown, curfew. Details escape me, but I know that they're just tightening things. Oh, they said no more foreigners allowed for a month to come into the country. So that's the latest that I've heard. And that will change tomorrow. I promise you. It'll either get worse or it'll get better or it'll change in some way, shape, or form, which is why May and I took the stance early on. When they first announced that they were opening it up, I said, I'm not going anywhere. Because guess what? I was right for once. And if May and I had left on the 1st of March and tried to get back on the 5th of March, we wouldn't have had one of those letters because it wasn't required at that time. And so when we came in, I'm sure we would have made it, but it would have been one of those hassles and probably cost some money. So any word on when the Philippines will open back up for tourists? Right now, my understanding is that it's shut down for a month, at least. And so I don't know. I don't know. We all hope things are going to open up. The economy, I don't know how the economy here is going to take any longer. There's a funny story about the president and the mayor, but not say it online. See, I just talked about this. I gotta stay on the comments. Well, you get behind on the comments. 131 people. Thanks for joining me. I know this is out of nowhere. How you doing, Daniel? Yeah, what is up with that, right? Yeah, I just kind of went over that, Joseph. I'm behind on my comments. Hopefully you got my explanation for what it is. Hey, Mr. Ron, how you doing? Told you I didn't know when I was going to go live. I decided to go live about 10 minutes ago. Good morning to you. Let's see what we got here. Oh, here we go. Enjoyed your vlog with me. And she said, sweetheart, and vlog with Lucky Man. Of course, the name David May, you're a lucky man as well. Yeah, she's going to be the next big thing. I was really disappointed that it didn't get more views. I don't know what went wrong. I think the view time was very short on that. I know there was a lot of ambient noise. The story behind the story on that is she doesn't drive. And I wanted to meet her at a place called Coffee Groove. We wanted to meet in a public place. I didn't want to bring her over to the apartment, even though May's here, just because of the optics. You know what I mean? Another guy's girlfriend in my apartment, blah, 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 starts happening. So wanted to meet in a public place. And I wanted to go to a place called Coffee Groove because it's a lot more quiet there. It's just a more serene setting. And she cannot get transportation from where she's at to there because she uses a tricycle to get around. And the trikes that come to Valencia are different than trikes that go to Dumaguete. That makes any sense. And so it's easy for her to go to Dumaguete. It's very difficult for her to get to Valencia, which is where Coffee Group is. So we agreed on tom-toms. And just our luck, there was about 7 or 8 foreigners We couldn't find a table. It was crowded. We found one table that we could sit at, set up, but everybody was yapping. And we did ask them, I think, to turn down the music. So the audio, I think, was kind of funky on that. But check out that video and subscribe to her channel. She's going to be the next big deal. Take it from me. Of course, once she is, she'll never talk to me again. Hey, Bulldog. I don't even know what that means. Polygamy. What is that? Like multiple marriages or something? I kind of doubt it. Guys come up. Hi, Paul. When are you going to Cebu City as per other vloggers? I'm not going. I have no desire to go to Cebu. If I went anywhere, it would be Palawan. Right on. It's almost 11 o'clock in the evening here, and I'm on my coffee too. I took a nap this morning, this afternoon. PP. I don't know what that means, but okay, Tyrone. Tell me it's going to be one of those nights. Oh, yeah, man. You're goddamn right. That chicken's in big trouble. The reason I'm here is May's asleep again. I did. I went with a Samsung S21 Ultra. So that seemed to be the nicest phone. And there was a lot of great suggestions. I checked into all the phones guys said, and there were cheaper things, cheaper stuff. But I wanted to, and some of the stuff that I looked at that was recommended via the last live stream where I was asking for help wasn't available to be shipped to the Philippines. So that kind of took them out of the running. And then, but Amazon's pretty good. They slapped me with, I think, a couple $100 import fees. But I got my stimulus check and I said, you know what, screw it. And I said, it's an investment. And it's the same thing with this computer. I'm really super happy with this computer. And I paid extra, a lot more than I would have normally paid because I'm a cheapskate. But a couple of great points were made was, you know, you're going to have it for a long time. So go ahead. It's actually cheaper in the long run to pay. You get what you pay for, right? And so get a nice computer and take care of it. Same thing with the phone. So I'll get all the protection stuff that I can on it, the case and everything else, and try to keep it as nice as possible. But I think that the camera on it, I watched some tech reviews, guys, excuse me, put that phone against another phone, and I watched 4 or 5 different guys review it. And again, it'll do a lot more stuff than I'll ever do, but just the quality of the phone, the quality of the processor, which was important, and the cameras. There's like 4 cameras on it. And again, it's probably not, because most of the videos that I do are just this. It's me sitting somewhere spewing off about something. I'm not one of those guys that runs around. I do like, however, when we go somewhere like a resort, it's nice for me, and I think for the audience, to set up outside and give you a view of the beach or the pool or the background or something like that. Changes things up, you know, because it gets boring seeing me sitting in the same place, which was a reason we're looking or interested in a 2-bedroom apartment. We can play around. We can make it that room. We can make that room like the YouTube room and just, you know, do green screens or something. I like it here. I really like it here a lot. It's just, and I'll stay here. You know, I'm not in a big rush to move or anything. But if something came available and it made sense, I would move. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate that. Thank you. I agree. And there were a lot of good recommendations. Some were less money, some, but at the end of the day, I like the idea of Samsung. It just got that name to it, you know. It's got like Toyota as a name to it. That's right. That's right. I knew it. I mean, I don't really sound like I know it all, but I'm certainly not. But I just, and same thing in the States, same thing all over the world. There's going to be another germ, another variation, another bug. Don't let any crisis ever go to waste. I've got the same situation, Roger. It's back ordered because I went for the what is it, 256 storage instead of 128. And I could have got the one, I think it's 128. I don't know all those techno stuff, but I wanted the maximum storage because I wanted to be able to shoot 4 or 5 videos before having to delete them or move them or offload them somewhere. They all go to the cloud anyway. But on my current phone, I've only got 20% capacity left on the storage right now, just from apps running and from photos that I've taken that I don't want to delete. And so I'm always having to, if I did a video right now and I did a 24-minute video, I would be at 100% on my current phone. And so it's just a pain in the balls. So I want that storage. I want to be able to shoot 4 or 5, 6 videos and not have to delete right away. But like I said, they all go to YouTube. One thing, it's there, and then they also go to the cloud. Yeah, they're really rock stars. I think the company itself is kind of crappy with the way it treats its employees, this Bezos guy and everything. But yeah, as a greedy, selfish shopper, I'm happy, and I was really happy with the Sabine product where they offered to replace it, and they reviewed it. Their emails were timely. It's a little conflicting though, because one email says just keep the old ones, you don't have to ship them back. And another email says, here's your shipping label so you can ship them back. So I have to work that out. No kidding. Wow. Look at this. 432 in Hawaii. 433 in South Africa. How you like them apples, huh? Welcome aboard, everybody. Yeah, the car. The car, I'm really liking this idea of the car, and I like the guy that I'm buying it from. And I got a little update today on it. He didn't want to sell it to me because he needed a new stabilizer bar or something like that for the steering. I mean, it's a 13-year-old car. So he took it in, and they told him it needs new rack and pinion also. I don't know if he hit something. I don't know. Or if it just wore out. And so he's frustrated because he's taking it to the guy to fix it. And it's the typical Filipino time. It's like, yeah, well, the mechanics didn't show up today. And the parts are being ordered. And we're going to get right to it. And, but, check back tomorrow. And he threatened to take the car away from them. They got a little excited, said, no, no, no. So I'm in no rush to get the car. May and I transferred the money back, I don't know, but it's been now 2 weeks ago. So it's just sitting here. And, but I want it done right. And I did tell the guy that I wanted the car for a day prior to any money changing hands so I could take it to my mechanic and have it looked at and drive it around a little bit. And then the other caveat is that we use an attorney to do the transfer, the bill of sale. So that's it. And if we get it, great. And if it turns out that if I have it for that day and the guy tells me, no, you're going to have problems with this car, I won't buy it. So the big motivator for the car, I think, was the 4 months of rain that we had, where May and I would have liked to have gotten out and couldn't. The dangers of, I kept seeing people getting hurt on a motorbike. So that was in my head. And I'm a realist. I'm 66 years old, and I know guys that are younger than me that can't ride a motorbike. They're just not. It's not. The reflexes aren't there. They don't trust themselves on it. And so I said, you know what? I'm blessed in that at my age I can still scoot around. I can take two girls on the back, and I'm just fine. But I don't drive at night when possible because of the vision thing. Um, so there's a safety element. There's a convenience element. And it also gives me more range. In other words, I can go for an hour in one direction on the scooter and I get tired. My arms get tired, my hands get tired of holding on. You know, you gotta understand, you go over rocks and bumps and it gets windy. There's always 4 or 5 near misses, dogs running out, kids, sugarcane trucks, you name it, ambulances. And so after an hour, where if I was to drive to May's hometown, which is an hour away, it's cool. I can get there. And I like the drive there. It's a pretty drive. It's not a hard drive. We hang out for a little while and then we drive home. And that's fine too. But anything past that, I don't trust it. And then here's the other caveat is the weather. If I was to drive, let's just say I could drive for 2 or 3 hours at one sitting, I might do that, be 2 or 3 hours away from home. And then out of the blue, here comes one of our famous thunderstorms. And I can't drive back. And where I'm at, there's nowhere to check in. So you're just kind of like sitting under a tree. And that could last all night. So the idea of the car, as far as just being able to get in and out of the weather, makes sense if I want to travel any kind of distance. And it's not that expensive. Let's see, we just got a 2-bedroom. I'm cool. We moved the first of the month. Well, good on you. Cool. I'd like to see that. I'd like to get out there. I'd like to go there. I know they've been really strict. Did they lighten things up, Ron? What's up, Eddie? Good evening, Fred. How are you, my friend? Yes, sir, ladies and germs. Florida, USA is a mess now. People flooded there for spring break and have massive crowds, even though the pandemic is not over yet. Yeah, but business has got to open, right? But they did run amok because they're young people. They're young and dumb, and they're out, you know, acting crazy and pent up. People are pent up. I don't pretend to have the answers to all this stuff at all, but I do have an opinion. It would be an unpopular opinion, so this is not the forum for it. But my neighbor Mark wants to come over and interview me on my channel, which I thought was lose the internet, which I think is an interesting concept. So we might do that tomorrow. I might shoot that video tomorrow. You see, wow, man. And they were supposed to just open up the Philippines, Ron. I mean, that was the general directive. So you're under GCQ, 3-day passes, checkpoints, and no alcohol. That's the last place I want to be. Duterte was funny. He was the president was here last Thursday to make it a speech, and it was a ribbon cutting for our airport. The airport got remodeled. I haven't got out there personally and looked at it, but so I was watching his speech, and he talked about the airport for about 4 minutes, and then he got into birth control. He just went off on this. He's like me. He just went off on a tangent, you know, on some whatever else was on his mind. He thought he'd talk about. Oh, cool. I didn't get that. There was some sort of thing about the earbuds. I could have got $100 off of earbuds, but see, I don't use the phone to listen to music and stuff like that. Yeah, man. It's it's a different world than when I grew up in, where every group seems to be special. And this guy that shot up the massage parlor, I think he had a thing against women. I don't really think he had anything against Asians in particular. I think he had a sex addiction. And so, you go to the little local rub and tug out there. It's always the Asian ladies. I know the deal. And, but I think if it was a hate crime, it would be women, not just Asians. If some white woman got shot and some guy got shot. But I understand there is a lot of, because of the virus, and people lump all Asians. They can't tell a Korean from a Chinaman, from a Vietnamese, from someone from Taiwan. They just can't tell in many cases. Did I call him a Chinaman? A Chinese person. And so now there's just like, they're pissed off at Asians. And I remember back in the 80s, people were pissed off about at Middle Eastern people because of the Taliban stuff. So we tend to vent against the very people that aren't doing anything wrong. People need to understand, at least my understanding, is it's not the general population that's causing all of this. The general population in China didn't invent this virus. The government sanctioned that. So that's where you need to vent. I was informed they started a direct flight from Cebu and they opened up again, I should say. Do you know anything about that? I don't, buddy. I don't. Again, I've just taken this position that I'm in absolutely no hurry, but I am in waiting mode. So, May and I we're not moving. We're just going to stay here. And if we get the car, we might take a little trip around the island. Well, we talk about the virus. I think the virus is real. But it's also, it's not the first time this has happened. I have an opinion, but I just don't want to put it out here. Yeah, Mexico's been open for a while. Albania is open. Colombia is open. There's places to go. Good evening. Thanks for joining in. I forgot what it was I said. Oh, yeah, about the thing changing after 4 days. Yeah. That's the one thing I do know, is that everything here changes. It happens in my own home. May says I'm ready to go, and I say, okay. And she's wearing a pair of jeans. And then I turn around and I get my shoes on and I go outside and gather my stuff. I come out and she's changed her outfit to shorts. So, okay. So there's a minor example, but things are always changing. Hey, Jay, what's going on, buddy? It's shut down until April 19th. Is that just where you're at, or is that everywhere? See, I don't know. These dates and stuff, I don't even listen to them anymore because they make it one way and then they change it. So, Ian, I was thinking about you today. I was going to call you today, but we fell asleep. I wanted to check in on you and see what's new and exciting with what's going on. But anyway, I'm glad to hear about that. I'm glad Australia is on top of it. Did you get vaccinated, or is that what you're talking about? Yeah, I did. And you know what? I sent a wrong email to a guy today, and I had to send him a message on Messenger because what happened was some people had watched, well, May gets it and I get it. But what happened was some people had donated some money to me for Jason. And then some other people donated some money to me for a young lady that is living in a slum, for lack of a better word. And so I went into PayPal, and before I transfer the money, I see who sent what, and then I send them an email, a little thank you that you sent the money. And then I transfer the money and I write down everybody's name and how much money they gave. And that way I can keep track of how much to give to who. And I transpose the name. I sent a guy an email thanking him for Jason when in fact he sent it to somebody else. So I said, well, that was smart. So maybe that's what the email was from. Hey, nice to see you. Thanks, Lionel. I think, what I'm getting a little tired of, guys? I'm getting a little tired of interviews, to be honest with you. I've been promoting some other people's channels and stuff. And not that I'm any kind of a big deal to promote, but I always think when someone starts the channel that, it's nice to go on and advertise a little bit, free advertising. And then, but that tends to backfire on me to some degree. And number two, I think people are getting burnt out on everybody's girlfriend starting a channel. And because those were the last two interviews I did. And so I think the ladies are charming. I think they have good little channels. I think everybody, of course, Baby May, Today with Baby May, make sure you subscribe to that, please. They've all got their little niche. And I think that, you get to pick and choose. So yeah, they're welcome to come on. But it's just become a little redundant for me. And there's some things that I want to do that's taken away from. The last interview that I have that's still in the computer here, but hasn't yet, is with Stash Wagner. So that's coming out in 2 days, I think. I try to release every 3 days. And that's going to be good because I didn't talk so much. And Stash is a real interesting guy. He wrote the song Don't Bogart That Joint. And musician, hung out with David Bowie and hung out with, the Eagles and Linda Ronstadt and Jackson Browne and Eric Clapton and all that kind of stuff. And has some really interesting stories. And is a real interesting guy. And he's a very compassionate guy. He's a big help with Jason. And so I'm looking forward to that being released. And then after that, I think I'll go in another direction. I think there'll be more couch potato stuff. It's going good, Skipper. How are you? Getting rain, huh? Send boats? Okay, you got it. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I like coming out here and talking to you guys. This is actually, to be honest with you, this is my favorite thing to do anymore because I get to talk to you. I get feedback. If I do a video, it's just me yapping about something or interviewing somebody. Good afternoon from Dublin. They're cloudy gray, Hannah green. Didn't be the depression parties for the ranger. Lots of people with the I read an interesting thing or I saw an interesting thing on the news that over COVID, and I believe this, the average American has gained more than 30 pounds. It's like 93% of the population has put on 30 plus pounds. Makes perfect sense. I've gained weight during the COVID thing. You're less active. You're emotionally, you're bored. I don't know about you guys, but when I get bored, I eat. It's comfort food, if you will. I have a sweet tooth. I think alcohol consumption has gone up 25%. Alcoholism has gone up 25% during the last year. I'm talking about the States. And some woman on there that was pounding back a bottle of wine every night. Of course, suicide, depression, that's on the rise. And so we talk about these super spreaders and everything else, but nobody seems to talk about side effects of being locked up. And, where's the balance? People need to get out and get some fresh air. And then they keep changing their mind about the masks. And then I read today, or if not, I keep saying I read, but I saw it on TV, that they've changed in schools. The social distancing has gone from 6 feet to 3 feet. I thought, why? What happened? So what are these guys doing? Nobody can seem to make their mind up. Are you talking about weather, Thomas? They're having a lot of rain? I don't know what that is. Is that what you mean? What's the size of the white? Your door looks much, well, that's the CR behind me. That's just the bathroom door. That's not the front door. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, man, it's gotten hot. And I tan really fast. The epicenter. Man, so I was just talking about Manila. Are you guys like back down to lock up, all that crap? I know that they were strictly enforcing the curfew. And here we have a curfew, which is 10 o'clock, which is fine. Hey, there you go. I think you have to be military to get into USAA or associated with military somehow. About the 3 new variants of digital health. Sure. Yeah, I don't like that Big Brother stuff. Oh, it's raining, huh? 100-year storm. And whatever, I don't care. I don't hear. It's funny. I don't hear about stuff. I hear about stuff, and then it just sort of disappears. Like the fire in Australia that like burned, looked like the whole friggin' country was on fire. I never get any follow-up information about that kind of stuff. And then what else happened? Hunter Biden was a big thing because he was in bed with China supposedly and took money from somebody. I never hear about that anymore. So it's like these news cycles, they start a story, they start going on, but there's no follow-up. What happened to the news? Half of Dumaguete now is in Cebu right now. Right there, yeah. So Cebu is a nice option. It's more expensive than here. It's definitely a better jumping off point because they have the international airports are right there. There are more options as far as restaurants. There's more options as far as malls, hospitals, much more convenient. Paul's out there, Gio's out there right now. And, but when I was there, the traffic was awful. Of course, I was only there for 2 or 3 days, and I was just there on for immigration stuff. I needed special clearances or some deal we had to do, and it was just like wall-to-wall cars. But I was in this proper city, and by the Ayala Mall, I think they said that right, which is a great mall. But man, it was expensive too. That is very, very true. Actually, the ocean is worse. The salt. Yeah, yeah, correct. Yeah, that's correct. Hey, stimulus check. That's awesome. Yeah, I did get a stimulus check. and I spent the whole damn thing on a phone. Well, I don't know why they wouldn't qualify. I think a lot of the hang-ups is that they get it mailed. See, I've always had everything direct deposited. I like that. So my taxes, I always paid electronically, so they pay me electronically. Let's see here. Well, yeah, I had an Apple phone originally when I came here and found it to be a nightmare trying to get any kind of, like the glass broke on it. I dropped it. Thank you very much. And to get it done, I had to go to a special store and they were out of glass. And yeah. And then the battery thing, there was a warranty. That was another month-long ordeal. And an Android phone over here, period, is 1,000 times simpler to deal with than an Apple product. But I know there's Apple people. I don't have really a preference, but yeah, that could be the case. Maybe these guys are knocking down too much money. Yes and no. The money is still sitting here in the safe. The car is being having some things worked on, and of course that's on Filipino time. So the mechanic didn't show up, and the poor guy that's selling it to me was stressing about it. And I told him, take your time. I don't need the car like yesterday. And if it falls in the next month, that's okay. Or if you show up with it tomorrow, that's okay. We're ready to go. I just want the car for one day. And I want to use an attorney to do the transfer paperwork. Those are my only demands. I paid full price. I somewhere was going loopy with spring break. Where is that? Fort Lauderdale or something like that? I don't even know. Yeah, USAA is a good outfit. I mean, I guess they are associated with Charles Schwab. Miami, Florida is having the crowds. It's okay to have crowds, but I saw chaos in the streets. It reminded me of when they were lighting stuff on fire, whatever group it was back then in Portland or whatever. So that's stupid. But they're kids, you know, their brains haven't developed yet. And they're running amok and they've been pent up, and everybody's a little frightened and horny. Yeah, well, I actually stream from here on the computer. Um, I don't stream from the phone, but the whole thing with me was, and I don't really care if it takes overnight to upload. I don't care about that. Because if I do videos, I'll launch them usually a day or two after I've done the video. I don't edit them or anything, but it just depends. I like to release every 3 days. Found that to be a good pattern. And so, what was my point? Oh, I just really wanted quality video and quality audio, which has been lacking, I admit, with the equipment that I've been using. Okay, cool, man. Thanks for coming along. Yeah, this is a weird time for me to go because I'm usually not awake at this time. It's 11:15 now, so it's morning probably wherever you're at. And what is it, Monday where you're at or Sunday? I don't even know. What's today here? Today's Monday. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I can. Probably happen on May's channel. I think she wants to do something about the car. And it's super gay looking, by the way. So we're going to have, I already decided today that there won't be any prizes. There will be no awards. There'll be a shout out, though. Whoever names the car is going to need a name. Good morning, my friend. Yeah, it's nice for me too. I like sitting outside. I'm an outside person. I don't like it indoors. I get very claustrophobic, but I get I don't know. It's boring to me. So I have a nice patio with a nice view, and I sit out there for hours. And I just sit out there. Sometimes I'm on the phone. Sometimes I'm not. I generally have my cigarettes and coffee out there, and sometimes I just think. It's early in the morning, and I just kind of review things in my mind, think about stuff. Good news, you're in jail. Too much. This is Jean Claude changed his name. Thinks I don't know who it is. I am. I am going to do that. I am. And I thank you for that. But you're right. That's been advised. And I'm going to do that. And it all goes to the cloud, too. So nothing ever really gets thrown away on the internet. Howdy, howdy. They are expensive, but they're also photos. But yeah, I'm going to do that kind of stuff. Well, I was on the scooter today. May and I were on the scooter today. Yeah, obviously, that's all we have. And we were buzzing around, and we had some errands to do, some shopping to do. And we never did get everything done, but it is what it is. And I was really happy I was on the scooter because there was a big backup. The truck was trying to back up, and he was just closed both lanes. And all the cars were backed up like you see on the San Diego freeway. And we just kind of wiggled through everybody and got around to the side to squeak through and kept on moving. And that's the stuff I like. Yeah. The steering is like, I don't think he was in an accident. I think I agree with that 1,000%, bumpy roads. And I know the road to his apartment is bumpy. And so eventually it just knocks the piss out of the suspension. And so on my bike, I go through tires left and right. Um, they just get beat up. Going just the road into my place is this dirt road. It's like we call it the road of death, especially after raining because it's real slippery and it's dirt. And it's got one little patch of pavement over a super bad place that they fixed. But vehicles and stuff that get beat up out here. Yeah, you don't go from driveway to driveway. It's at least here. I don't know about other places. Yeah, I don't like the Philippines food either. And the best food I've ever eaten has been at home. And right now, what I like to do is I was on a diet for not a long time, but for a while. It was really effective because there was a very inexpensive yet very palatable steak that I could buy called a strip loin steak at a place called Bellcrest. I think it was $7.20 a kilo, and I think when I figured it out, it was about $3 for me to have a steak, lunch, or dinner, and I put a couple of eggs with it, for another 10 cents. So I was very, very happy with that, and I was eating one meal a day. I was avoiding all sugar. Was doing the whole paleo thing, and it was making me feel really good. And then the lockdown happened, and Bellcrest ran out of that food, and it just became a matter of convenience. And I got bored, and I have a sweet tooth, so the cookies showed up and the chips and all that kind of stuff. We would just be sitting around the house. But hopefully next month, I'll check back with Bellcrest. They have been out of stock for over 4 months on that particular cut. They've got other steaks there, but they're more expensive, and I just don't go there. But I don't like the food here. Dale Watson. Shout out to Dale Watson. How you doing out there, buddy? I did think about that for about 3 minutes. Decided I didn't want it. I've been in both. I was hit. Oh, okay. I went through the 18th surgery, but you sure do, Billy. God bless you. I'm glad you're okay. I've been hit. I got hit by a drunk driver of all things. I was making a left, and the guy hit me. It's another story. But I'm okay. The other guy wasn't. Hey, Jenny. That was my favorite person. You need to come out and visit me. Or we can do one of those stream things. I think I got my audio deal figured out. So if you ever want to do a split screen live stream, let me know. Because I know we tried it once and we had hassles with something. Internet, I think. But I think we're both cool now, right? I don't know. We're cool here, it seems. So let me know, Miss Jenny. Hello, Philippines wife. No, I wouldn't. Well, let me paraphrase that. I wouldn't move to Dumaguete. I think there's a lot of places that have great hospitals. I've never been to those hospitals, so I don't give that advice. I haven't personally walked in and used their services, but I've heard that there's areas in Cebu and other areas of the Philippines that have adequate medical care. But I've said it before and I'll say it again. If I had a heart attack here, I would die. So if you have a heart issue or any other kind of issue, that would be something you would want to research extensively. My humble opinion. Let's see, it was in the news about several schools shutting down after mass vaccination of teachers and staff. Many were unable to work the next day because of extreme side effects. Yeah, there's no simple answer to any of this. I have a theory on it, which I just don't want to, sounds too cold-blooded, but I'm in the perfect category to die from COVID. I mean, age and lifestyle and all that kind of stuff. So if anybody was going to get it and die, it would be me. And I'm just not a big believer in all of this quarantine stuff. I think it should be optional. I think if you want to stay home and you're afraid of it and you think that's the best move, then you should. And I think that you should be able to collect unemployment and get stimulus money and all that because you have a legitimate claim. But I think the biggest downturn of this whole thing has been the loss of freedom. That's why people are running amok, in my humble opinion, say in Miami, because they've lost their freedom. And so they're overreacting to the regaining of it, and they're trying to make the most of it. So I think some life lessons. I think there's always, the proverbial rainbow after the storm, right? And I think that the world has learned a lot this year after having lost a lot of freedom and having been living under sort of a quasi dictatorship. We're not going to go to Cebu, but once you get there, let me know. When are you going? Are you going to meet up with the boys over there? And we had no desire to go to Cebu. Everybody's going to Cebu. We want to go to Palawan or Bohol or Siquijor. The only reason I would go to Cebu would be to go shopping or something like that, or to take a little break. But right now, if I go to Cebu, I got to have all these letters and stuff to get back into Dumaguete. So do I bother? Just wait. You guys are funny. Thanks for watching from Texas. I'm glad Texas opened up. Yeah, I've said that before. I've never been there, but I've heard that Makati is higher priced, but if it's in budget, you're going to have nice hospitals there, and I would feel much more comfortable. Is that where you're from, CDL? No, I haven't. Yeah, somebody did a video. What was it, P or something? Something about Blue Cross, not Blue Cross, but Blue something. Um, I'm gonna do a. Let me go back to that. I'm gonna do a health video. Probably not for a while because I've got to talk more to Jason, and I need to gather some real facts and figures for once. But I want to do a comprehensive one on that because it's a big issue. I know, but I want to do it right. All my videos are just seat of the pants, Mr. Potato Head sitting on the couch talking about whatever I want. But that would be something that I would research and get some information on. I don't like to give advice about anything that I haven't personally experienced. So me not owning health insurance other than Medicare, I'm not comfortable talking about it or recommending it because I haven't used it. Yeah, I'm sick of the lockdowns too. I think they should end. I think if you want to go, you should go. And you're in a crowd, wear a mask because that makes everybody feel better. I guess it will. I don't know. And if you want to stay home, stay home. Did you really? How looking into? He lives on the stadium course out there. What a beautiful view he's got, huh? What a beautiful place in the right weather. Hey. Nope. Nope, not one. Yeah, see there? There's a lot of factors, huh? It's how much do you like, the area, um, the infrastructure, the malls, or do you want the province life? If you have a heart condition, you don't want to live in the province. At least I wouldn't. Hell, I live right here in Valencia, and it would take forever for me to get to a hospital. And if I did get to a hospital, I'm not at all impressed with the quality of the staff. It'd take 25 minutes signing you in and making sure you had money before they did anything to you. Well, wait till you see this car. She'll probably say, "Nah, the scooter's better." I got me a hoopty. How you doing, Daryl? So we'll go through some more comments, and then I'll wrap it up in 15 minutes. Good for you, buddy. Hang on to it. It might be a while until, I wouldn't put that on Craigslist just yet. Yeah, I wish you could come home too, Manny. I wish all of you guys could come out here. I have met some really awesome people. I've had 2 people move into this apartment complex from this channel. One guy's Bill, and another guy named Jerry. So we met up with them, and we'll plan on seeing them some more. They're getting settled in. Pacific Cross, I think that's maybe the one. I think that was the one that was featured. I know my friend AJ got insurance. I think it was Pacific Cross, and he said it cost $2,000 a year. It's like a global. insurance, which is way cool. So if you're bouncing around. Yeah, Miami just put in it will be Tuesday in 29 minutes. Steve of the Philippines info channel called Dumaguete Epstein Island. Any reaction to that? No. I don't know why they call it that. Those are troll guys. And I've always said Dumaguete is like one of the most boring towns. And I think it's a relationship to older guys with younger girls, which is across the Philippines. You can go to Manila or Angeles City's got a lot more nightlife and go-go bars and stuff like that, Harry. And I don't know who the Philippines info channel is. Yeah, I found that if I do a video here at the house, I wait till dark because a friend of mine, Bud Brown, gave me this backlight thing, not the circle thing. I bought one of those. It shows up in my glasses, but it's an actual light stand. I just had to buy a bulb for it. And that works real good if I put it behind the computer at night. So that's good lighting. And that was the other issue that I had. I deleted 2 or 3 videos that I did at the beach because the light was always changing. We would all go dark, and we would go light. Go dark, and we go light. And I did all the settings on the phone, and I hit the phone, try to set it, and 3 or 4 people that know a lot more than me were playing with it, and we couldn't get the thing to work. So this new phone hopefully will be able to cut down on that, but I don't think there's a perfect device. But what I have found is that if I go to an outer location, all I really need is like a roof over me so that the sunlight doesn't dip in and out. Well, hello to you for the 3rd time. Ricky Fowler Sunday game. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, check into that. If you guys hear anything, let me know. I'll pass it on. Oh, the chicken salad. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah, you sent me the recipe. Yeah. Oh no, you did it's a video. That's right. I haven't watched the video yet. But you're damn right about the chicken salad. And when May first made it, it was just brutal. And I couldn't say anything, because it was made with love. And one of my favorite meals from May when she was doing her cooking show is you have to understand May had never been with a foreign guy before, and I don't think she'd done a lot of cooking. I didn't get into it with her because past is the past, but I don't think she had boyfriends, in the past. I'm sure she did, but nothing like what he's got going on. Anyway, so she was learning to cook, and she was making this big deal out of presentation. So it was bacon and eggs and all this and that. But my favorite time was she made me pancakes, which were great, but she wanted to decorate it. And she had no clue what any of the stuff that I had in the refrigerator was. So she put yellow dots, squirted mustard around the pancakes to make the plate look pretty. And it goes on from there. But you're right about that chicken salad, and it got a lot better. He says more to worry about than nude dancers. Heard about what? Where are the nude dancers? Yeah, who's the Philippines Info Channel? See, I don't watch other vlogs. I don't even watch. I mean, I watch the people that I promote a couple of three times, and then I'm kind of off on it because they're not telling me anything. I'm not learning anything. I already know. I already know them. I already know what they think, so I don't really need to watch their channel. And then same with me. They don't watch me either. But there's a group of trolls that came up with that reference of Epstein Island. And yeah, Epstein is famous for having sex with underage girls and not killing himself. But the whole underage girl thing it's like just Dumagetti just doesn't fit that MO. Yeah, there's 80-year-old guys with 20-year-old girls here. Of course, I've seen that. But that's rampant across the Philippines. And my point would be, and there's no, I can honestly tell you that I've never seen like underage girls walking the street or anything. Well, I can't say that in that manner. Of course, I see underage girls that they're with their parents, but the point being, not in that context. There's other places. I would say Angeles City is much more akin to that type of behavior because they've kind of like got the go-go bars and everything. Good evening, Scott. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I think if I was going to buy insurance, it would be that also. I've heard good things about it, but I haven't looked into it. If I ever do, I'll tell you about it. Hey, how's it going in Vietnam? I was in Nha Trang not too long ago. Well, actually, about a year and a half ago now. I have no idea, buddy. I guess let me go back to that. I would buy a plane ticket and go there. How's that? Good morning. Nice to see you. Up to 135. What? Yeah, pay the hospital then and when you do a reimbursement, pay 100% reimbursement. No, it's not bad at all. Yeah, and you do have to pay up front. That's the other caveat. Always have a safety net. Be able to pay the bill and then get reimbursed. That's cool. Thanks, Vincent. I like them too. All right, cool. I want to go to Bohol. I want to drive around there for a couple, 3 days. Boy, I'll tell you, 30 pounds is a lot of weight. And I don't ever know if I can believe what I see on TV, but they say 93% of the people in America gained 30 pounds. Does that sound right? I can see people gaining some weight, but 93% seems like a lot. Age does have its privileges, buddy. Remember to what? I do too. I completely agree with that. I completely 1000% agree with that. I think everyone should try. I think everyone should be given an opportunity. And it boils down to, well, content will always drive a channel. That is the number one thing. If you've got great content and you put the time and the energy and the effort into it, you're going to have a successful channel, which is why this one will always remain mediocre. However, there are people out there that really work at it, and they're intelligent, they're funny, they're smart, they're imaginative, creative, and they put in the energy and the effort, and that pays off every time. I don't care what you're doing. So most of the girls do it because everybody else is doing it, and they look at it like one big selfie. So I know a number of women that are doing shows or YouTube channels right now that are just repetitive. It's the same show over and over and over again. Told Baby May, you need to change things up. And so she's gone from cooking to adventures to interviews. And now it's like, you know what? Your interviews, one sounds like the other. And so I don't grind her. I just give her what I consider to be constructive criticism. And her biggest challenge is the language, trying to speak in English. I am convinced that if May had a channel that catered to the Filipino and Filipina audience, she'd be off the charts because she could sit there and talk their language and about her life. And she's very relatable that way. So if she had a Filipino-based channel, she would be off the hook. I say that with prejudice because she's my girlfriend, but I see how much energy and time and effort she puts into it. And what I like about it though is that even though I think your number is right, I think 90% will fail because they don't have the imagination, they don't have the drive, they don't have the content, and maybe they don't have a support system. But the benefit is that they did it, they tried it, they got out of their comfort zone, they did something outside the box. It probably helped them overcome some shyness. They made some new friends doing it. I don't see anything negative with it. But I had a woman contact me that she wanted me to promote her channel. And I looked at her channel, and you know what her channel was? Pictures of her. Just pictures of her. And they weren't even good pictures. And he said, no. Yeah, I would say that. I mean, that's my thinking about going back to the States is I've just said I've shined it on until next year. And because then I feel confident almost that I can go there and come back here. But I think it's going to be next year. I can't tell you anything, buddy, because I've never been in either one of them. I just know the ones out here in Dumaguete are crappy. In my humble opinion. There you go. A little financial advice. Yeah. Oh, really? They must have changed. They must have changed the rules. More financial advice. Okay. Jason, I'm going to go see him probably day after tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah, probably today's, well, technically today in a few minutes is going to be Tuesday, but Tuesday, May and I have got something that we're doing. We're going somewhere in the morning. And then maybe I'll see him tomorrow, but he's doing better to answer your question. His music is off the charts. The best way to hit him up is he doesn't have a PayPal account. So people have sent money. I was making a joke earlier that I sent an email off thanking somebody for donating when they actually donated to somebody else. Well, I got it straightened out. Anyway, so you can hit the PayPal on my thing and just realize that like PayPal takes 2%. So whatever it nets out to, I just give to him. And I always take pictures of it and stuff like that. No, it's all opinion. It's all opinion anymore. There's no news. I would agree with most of that. However, there's a couple of young Filipinos that are hyper intelligent and they're doing way beyond their years. But I agree with the statement. A lot of it is maturity level is not there. So it might appeal to other girls, or if they're sexy or whatever, the guys just like to look at them. They're not even listening to them. But that's I haven't heard one thing about a vaccine. I mean, I've heard stuff that vaccines are coming. They're going to use the Russian one, the Chinese one. It's just hearsay right now. Yeah, she is very nice. Oh, that must be the USAA thing. I think that that's a good point. That's a good point. I won't belabor that one. I am. Trust me on that. It's got Gorilla Glass, but that ain't enough for me. No, that the case is being ordered as we speak. Asian breath, definitely a thing with the Chinese, a thing with the Filipinos. No, I think they don't use as much garlic out here. They use more vinegar. Yeah, that's what I will have is an OtterBox. I have that on my other phone. It's like bulletproof. I don't know, boys. I used to watch Rike a lot before I moved out here. Um, right now, he's doing more informational stuff, so I think that his channel is more of a news show about updates. So if you want to know about updates about COVID and flying and whatnot, that's good. But you got to be careful because all that stuff is time sensitive. You know what happens, or the announcement that's made today about okay, you can come to the Philippines can change tomorrow. So I take that's why I don't do those. They're too time sensitive. Um, as far as his other stuff, I found that it to be extremely useful back before I came out here. But that was then. This is now, right? Well, there's the first. There's the first. But it's got to be a name. You know, I got some really funny stuff to tell you, Jimmy. Isn't that something? I bet you the menu is totally different. Do they have chicken joint? I know they don't have those yum yum burgers there. That would never go. Well, I'm going to get ready just like everybody else is if that happens, pal. It's not just me that would be screwed now, is it? Thanks for your prediction. President of the Optimist Club. Let's see. Goat squeezer. And so by the end of 2021, well, if it does, it does. Why worry about things I have no control over? That's kind of a good option, though, if something like that happened. Maybe there's another country that's got a better exchange rate. I'm not naming names. There you go. Gaylord's doing fine. Do I like Hot Pockets? That was pretty good. Forgot about Bonanza. Hey, good morning, buddy. How's the apartment? Great dentist. I have a great dentist. UCLA trained. Um, Took some time. I mean, I bounced in and out. They had a lot of old. I mean, it's cheap over here. Vietnam, it was state of the art, and it was $10. And then I went to this dentist that's UCLA trained, and she did my teeth cleaning, and it was like $10 or $15 for her too, maybe 20. And then the last time I went, it was $60 because she has this new. And it didn't have to be. I could have gone the cheaper route, but she's got this new called Airflow, and it uses granules, and it actually puts like makes it polished more. It's because I smoke and I drink coffee, so I get stains real easily on my teeth. So I have to go every 3 months to get my teeth cleaned. And apparently this repels that. We'll find out. But it cost me $60 to go get my teeth cleaned. And I could have paid half that if I chose to. But to answer your question, there is a great dentist. I slam the doctors out here. There is a great dentist here in town. Okay, fair enough. One with the ear holes. I've heard that, Dwight. I've heard they've got really good medical. Good evening, George. There you go. There you go. Back yourself up to that. And all right, kids, I'm going to say goodnight. Yeah, I smoke. Sue me. So I'm going to miss you guys here. I'm going to miss comments, as always. Where am I? There's David. There's my buddy David. Go with that. So I'm going to hang in here for 5 more minutes. Then it'll be midnight. I'm going to bail out. Hey, you can go 30 days without eating. Good morning to you, young man. Okay. I think that happens more in New York. Yeah, there you go. That was what I was trying to think of. Go back and see her. She did a with the representative from Pacific Cross. It's probably the best option. Hello, Nar. There's Jason. There's our buddy. See, he's feeling better. By the way, I haven't been able to tell you this. I'm going to tell you in person. There is a church that is praying for you with over 200 members. And the gentleman just wanted me to pass that on to you, that they pray for you every day, buddy. So I know you're a God-fearing man, and that means a lot to you. And a lot of people pulling for you and are happy for you. So that you're getting better. I was born and raised in California. Did you miss my question? Maybe, possibly, good possibility. I love chicken salad too. May made it kind of. This guy saw her make it and sent me a recipe so he can make it better. No, Mr. Ron, you're always welcome. There's Jerry. How's the new apartment, buddy? Yeah, me and I went out to where the hell we went today. We got home at 4, and then we were going to go check out a resort in Dowan, and we decided to lay down for 30 minutes and fell asleep till 9. So, well, I don't ever have to return to the States, but every 3 years I'm required to leave the country. Always is a strong word, and zero interest is a strong word. So you might want to rephrase that, bucko. Know what I mean? Not yet. I was asleep, but I will. That's where I like to fish. See, now I'm jealous of you. All right, kids. I'm going to call it a night. I know I'm missing you guys. I'm going to miss some comments. Here's a good one. There's our buddy Jason. He's working hard at getting better. See? You hang in there, buddy. We're going to leave it on that comment. That's a nice positive comment. I want to thank everyone that has been keeping Jason in his prayers, who has helped him financially. And man, I missed a lot of comments. I apologize, boys and girls. I really do. But I got to shut it down at some point. All right. So thanks for joining. Okay. I will see you all next time. And check out my video with Mia, and check out May's little interview video today with baby May. All right. I will see you guys later. And remember, be nice to one another.